Hey friends, my name is Borja Chenoll. I'm an international director at inCruises and an independent partner. Just like you, I suppose. Whether you've just started this business or you've been around for a few weeks, months, or even years, this video is for two types of people. First, for you if you're just getting started and want to know the first steps. I won't be explaining how to set up your back office or how to register for the training system at yesmovement.org. What we're going to cover here is how to launch your business, what productive actions you need to take from day one, and what, in my view and experience, you should definitely not skip. The second type of person this is for is you. If you're already a sponsor, maybe you did your startup plan a while ago, or like me, maybe you didn't even have one when you started and just figured things out as you went. Maybe I even sponsored you 5, 6, 8 years ago, and back then we didn't have such a specific, simple, and duplicable launch plan. Sure, the essence was the same, but it was a lot messier. This is a way to organize it all, especially so you can duplicate it. Even if you already know what to do, if you're good at this, if you've picked up skills and understand how the business works, this structure can help you pass it on to your team more easily. Let's begin. First of all, the launch plan is a conversation we have with every new partner. Yes, someone who has just launched their business. And here's something important to understand. This plan exists so you can get clarity on exactly what needs to happen for your business to start working. And just as important, it helps me connect with you. The first question I always ask, and I'll ask you now, is what is your objective? What are you hoping this business will give you? I usually focus on the financial side. Yes, of course, this business can offer you a lifestyle filled with travel, likely one you've never experienced before. In fact, in 99% of the cases, most people have never lived such an amazing lifestyle until joining inCruises. Thanks to the membership, we've been able to travel a lot with friends, family, partners, you name it. But beyond all that, and I have no problem saying it, what I really like is getting into the financial side of things. Because at the end of the day, this business is going to give you many things. But one of the most powerful tools and resources it can provide you with is income. Yes, this business will give you new relationships. It will allow you to travel more and travel cheaper. It'll offer you training, personal growth, and even help you face fears, overcome challenges, and get to know yourself better. But let's be real, the main goal here is to get financial returns from this business. That's what the compensation plan exists for. And obviously, you'll get paid either in one-off bonuses or recurring income for all the work you do. That's why I personally put a lot of value on what this business allows us to do. And the first thing I want you to understand is this. Don't treat this business like it only cost you $95 to start, like it only cost what you paid to become a member. Treat it as if you had mortgaged your house. Treat it as if you had opened a traditional business. Because that, to me, is the level of commitment and mindset we need to bring into this. Now, that being said, it's also important to clarify one thing. This business is designed so that you can build it while doing whatever it is you're doing right now. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to shut down your traditional business, the one that currently pays your bills. You don't need to drop out of school. This business and this launch plan are designed to fit into your current life. Maybe one day, like 80 to 90% of the global population, you'll realize that you don't really enjoy your job, that you're just doing it for the money, that if they didn't pay you, you wouldn't be going. And look, I do a lot of things that nobody pays me for, and I love doing them. There are people like that too. But let's be honest, most people are in jobs they don't want for life. I used to be in one of those jobs. If they hadn't paid me, I wouldn't have shown up. So if at some point in this business, and I have no problem saying it, you manage to generate thousands of euros, dollars, pounds every month and maintain that rhythm consistently over 1, 2, 3 years, then yeah, maybe then you'll consider leaving your current job. But don't do anything crazy. Don't quit everything. Don't blow up your life. And if you're going to go crazy in a good way. Be the kind of focused person who stands out from the crowd. Someone who's truly committed. Someone who dreams big but stays coherent with their actions. That's the kind of crazy I'd tell you to be. Okay? So now let's go back to the first question. And remember, this is a conversation. That's why I explain so much. I want to connect with you and I want to make sure you're really understanding what I'm trying to share. Yes, the launch plan might take an hour, but we'll keep coming back to these points. We'll keep reviewing, connecting, explaining until you start to internalize it. This is how you build the right mindset for the business. Because understanding how this works, that's what gets your business moving. So now I always ask this, what's your goal? And usually people respond, if the person is excited and has already watched the compensation plan video, the first thing they'll say is, I want to reach the top, the highest rank. The more, the better. The one that pays over $100,000 per month. That one with the pin I really like. And at that point, I bring them back down to earth. Of course, I remind them it's possible. Like everything in life, there's a path. You have the possibility, the opportunity, and the method to achieve it. But before that, there's a lot of work. I don't want to kill the excitement, not at all. I encourage dreaming big. Let's aim high together. Let's go for it. But then I reframe the question. What is the lowest possible financial goal we can work toward right now? Something achievable in the short term, yet relevant enough to have a real impact on your life. Because of course, earning $1,000 a month is closer than earning $10,000 a month, right? So we need to aim for the smallest goal possible that still makes a meaningful difference. For example, if I told you, let's make 50 euros extra per month, or let's aim for an extra 100 euros. Maybe your financial thermostat doesn't even register that. It doesn't really change anything. But what if your kid's daycare costs 320 euros a month? Then maybe your first goal is, I want this business to cover that. Or maybe your mortgage is 700 euros per month. Then your goal becomes covering that. Or maybe you've always liked saving 500 euros per month just to feel secure. But right now you can't because of your financial situation. Then your goal becomes to generate 500 euros per month for the next year to rebuild your emergency fund. Or maybe you're working 2 jobs, one full-time and one on nights or weekends, because you simply can't make ends meet. That second job might be bringing in 600 euros extra. So now our mission is to replace that second job. Why? So you have more time. So you can be present with your kids again. Now, that being said, what I'm trying to say is never stop dreaming big. Please, dream big. I invite everyone to dream big. But here's the thing. Always set the lowest goal possible. As long as it still means something to you, something real, something that matters in your life. Start with that. Start small, but meaningful. And listen, for me, motivation is not energy. Motivation is having a motive, a reason that moves you. It's the why behind what you're doing, building this business. What's my reason for doing this? That motive, that goal, it's personal. The reasons that drive me might not be the same for you. Okay, we're on the same path, but our motives are different. What I want to know is what moves you. Because then we're not working toward just 500 euros extra or 1,000 euros extra per month. We're working to leave that second job, to pay off the mortgage, to cover your kids' daycare, to build your emergency fund. That's what's going to motivate us. As in, you'll have more energy, some days less. But don't tell me you've lost your motivation. If you still know what you want and why you're doing this, I can be motivated and still have low energy, and that's fine. Here's the key. When I remember what I want, why I want it, and even when my energy dips, it comes back up. That's why we talk about your goal. That's why I help you define it. That's why we sit and discuss it together. So don't just say, let me guess. I'll go with whatever sounds good. It has to be something that really matters to you, something with true meaning, because that's what will keep us united and fully committed. And in the end, results come from commitment, from taking massive, consistent action, from developing the right skills and learning, and most importantly, from not quitting. You know that. I know that. Even a 10-year-old kid knows that. People who stay committed are the ones who get results, okay? So now, Let's define your first goal. Perfect, we've got it. Next step, what are we going to do? The first key point, create your contact list. And I always say this part drives some of us crazy, me included. But this is the foundation of the business. Yes, later I'll show you how to build an unlimited list, how to connect with people, use social media, run ads, all of that. But first, your contact list. It's essential. Why? Because first, it helps you overcome fear. Not everyone has this fear, but some do. Fear of talking to people. You're starting a business, maybe for the first time, and suddenly you're expected to recommend something when you've never recommended anything before. And now you realize that what you share can actually benefit you. So you get nervous. What if it's cringe? What will they think? Blah, blah, blah. If you act from fear, without confidence, without conviction, people pick up on that. Everyone does. We feel it. So the first thing I want is for you to develop the skill of connecting, contacting, and inviting people. Second, when you sit down and write your contact list, yes, write it out by hand. You're putting real effort into your business. And when you do that, when you sit with your sponsor or upline or mentor, whoever's guiding you and helping with the productive tasks, which we'll talk about next. You've already started putting in the work, and just like with your goal, putting in the work strengthens your commitment. Why? Because of the loss aversion bias. Once you've invested time writing 500, 700, 1,000 names, whatever the number, you're less likely to walk away. You'll think, hey, I already did all this, might as well use it. If you don't invest any time, if it feels like it costs you nothing, you'll value it less. And if you value it less, your commitment drops. It's that simple. Everything I'm telling you is designed to help you be more committed, which means you'll do better in the business and get results. So trust me, this method has always worked. It duplicates well, and it will make your business more efficient. Write this down. What are the 3 sources you'll use to build your contact list? First source, your phone contacts. I always ask, where's your phone? Fine, open your contact list. How many people are in there? I'm not going to call them. No one's getting spammed. It's just for you to see that you do have contacts. Some people have 100, 200. Others have 5,000, rarely 10,000. Most people around 500 or so. Second, let's move on to social media. Do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook? Some people say yes, some say no. If you do have Facebook, go through all your Facebook friends, pull the full list, and start writing them down by hand. Now, do you have Instagram? If yes, great. Then write down the people who follow you. And I always make the same joke. Maybe you follow someone famous like Beyonce, but Beyonce doesn't follow you back, right? So he's not someone you really know. The goal is to write down the people who actually follow you. Yes, 1 or 2 people might slip in that you don't know well, but write them anyway. Third, the memory refresher. And here I make the same joke every time. It's like a little pill we give you. Well, not really. It's actually a PDF document. It's like a brainstorm sheet that walks you through a list of categories and relationships to help jog your memory. It helps you remember people who aren't in your phone contacts and aren't on your social media. For example, I always think of my mom's old coworkers. She's been a teacher all her life, and I've known some of her colleagues for years. I know who they are. I've seen them often, but they're not in my phone and I don't have them on social media. That's where the memory refresher helps. Right. Esther, Olga, Paca, Gemma. It helps you remember people you could actually contact. And why is this so important? Because these are people you already have a connection with, but they're not in your lists. So by combining these 3 sources, phone contacts, social media, and the memory refresher, you'll usually end up with anywhere from 500 to 5,000 names. Even the person who says, I don't know anyone. Trust me, if you've been alive for at least 20, 25, 50 years, you know people. Unless you were raised by wolves, I guarantee you've crossed paths with thousands of people. Just do the work and write down those names. Don't worry, we'll soon teach you how to contact them. But once you have between 500 and 5,000 names, you've got a real starting list. Now, what's the actual impact of this list? It's not just for contacting people, it's a working tool. And I'll explain that in a second. When you begin to contact people, you'll start taking little notes. But if your list only exists in your head or on your phone, you won't be able to work with it properly. You won't take notes. You won't track progress. You simply won't work it the right way. Also, and I'll say this clearly, this first list probably won't make you a millionaire. It's not your golden list, but it's your training ground. It's where you'll develop the skill of contacting and inviting people. What it will do is it'll help you develop the skill of contact to actually do the business. And once you know how to do the business, you'll naturally discover how to meet new people, which, by the way, you already know how to do. Let me remind you again, you didn't make it this far in life without meeting people. No one taught you how to meet people, right? Anyway, once you've developed the skill to do the business, to build it, to contact people, to invite them, and once you're constantly improving that skill and adjusting as you go, because you'll be getting feedback, that's when you really know how to do the business. And then, combined with commitment, well, the more sugar, the sweeter, right? You'll be able to aim for higher goals, bigger goals, and reach as far as you want. Now, the last reason why writing out your contact list by hand is so important. It has a powerful effect on your mindset. It helps you avoid getting stuck on just a few people. A common fear people have is, I don't want to chase anyone. But then they end up chasing people, right? And it's like, okay, I don't want to chase people either. No one does. You don't, they don't, I don't. Nobody wants that. So here's the thing. When you've got 1,000 solid names on your list, you're not going to get stuck on any one person. It's like running a store. If only one person walks in all week, you're gonna go crazy over that one customer. And you'll probably teach them wrong because all your energy is focused on trying to get results from that one person. You'll be so set on making that one person walk out with the full package. But maybe they were just browsing, or maybe they walked in by mistake. But if you serve that person and you know you've got 999 more waiting outside, you treat them with respect, you serve them the best you can, but you keep things moving. You don't get stuck. That mindset shift, it's huge. At first, it might not seem like much, but like anything in life, at the beginning, everything is manageable until you cling to the wrong person, especially someone who doesn't even want this. I'll teach you how to treat people and how we do things in this business. In a way, people will respect you for how you operate, and you'll respect them too. I believe it's the right way to build this business. So once again, that's why the contact list is so important, for all these reasons. And listen, once we have the list, don't skip the step of actually doing it, especially if your goal is to generate income. If you want to reach that meaningful target, if you really want to achieve what you said you want, look, I'm going to be honest with you. To make your contact list, you don't need any special skill. The only thing you need is the willingness to do it. Everyone, even a 5-year-old kid, knows how to make a list. If you can write, you can make a list. The only difference between people who make their contact list and people who don't is the desire to work. And this reveals a lot because it shows who actually wants to go after what they say they want and who's just looking for shortcuts, or constantly hoping for the magic formula to hit their goals without paying the real price. So, my question is, are you willing to pay the price? Oh, and I wish the only price was just writing names and surnames on a list. Honestly, I wish everything in life were that easy. That'd be amazing. But this is one step that you simply cannot skip. That said, let's move forward. And I always say, write this down, write this down. Let's talk about productive actions. What are productive actions? They're the actions that make your business grow, the actions that keep your business running. Because without these productive actions, your business stays still, frozen, inactive. It's like having a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce, a Bugatti, whatever your dream car is, or a jet, or a motorcycle, whatever you like. But productive actions, that's the fuel. And your skills, that's knowing how to drive. If we don't put gas in the tank, if we don't know how to drive, the vehicle is beautiful, even incredible. But we're not going to make it move. So you need to know how to make it work and keep your tank full. That's what productive actions are. They're what take us from point A to point B. Now, the three productive actions are what we call the ABC. You'll hear it in trainings, in mentorships, in team calls. It's a term I came up with a long time ago. I even branded it that way when I created the 90-day radical duplication workbook. Still have it with me. That was years ago. So just call it the ABC or the 1, 2, 3. ABC, ABC, ABC. These are the three basic productive actions that every one of us must do for our business to work. First, write this down. Contact/invite. That's A. Contact/invite. That's A. B. Presenting. C. Close. Closing means answering questions. Start guiding them, helping them get started. Now stop. And I always say, cross out present and cross out close. Why? Because at the beginning, you're not the one presenting. You're not the one closing. Now, that doesn't mean you'll never learn how to do it. That doesn't mean we're going to just leave you in the dark or assume you'll never learn how to present. Not at all. What I'm saying is, right now, it's not necessary. At the beginning, you're going to leverage your sponsor. You'll be present in the presentations. You'll be there during the closings. And by listening, you're going to learn. The best part is you'll be learning while taking action. You won't sit around waiting to know it all. You'll be learning in the process. Now, which productive action is the one that no one else can do for you? Which one is non-transferable? Contacting and inviting. Because I can't contact your people, at least not in the short term. Maybe years down the road, we meet them through someone else, they join my network, maybe they even end up in my contact list. But that's not the point. The point is, these are people you already know. You already have a connection. Way more than I do, way more than your sponsor does. You're the one responsible for reaching out to them. You're the one who has to invite them. And since contacting and inviting is the one skill that no one else can do for you, that's what you need to focus on the most. Everything else, if you're a little slower, it's okay. It's not going to destroy your business. But if you don't learn how to contact and invite, then we can't move forward. That's the first step. That's the key step. That's where everything starts. Once you've got that clear, great. So, how do you actually contact people? How do you contact people? Here's what I tell them. Super simple. Grab the first few people on your list and send this message. Hey, name, how are you? I always say, always adapt it to your way of speaking. If you usually say hi or what's up or hey, use that. Use your language, your tone, even the way you talk to that specific person. Hey, Pepe, what's up? I thought of you the other day because I believe there's something you're really going to love. When do you have 5 minutes so we can talk? When do you have 5 minutes so I can call you? When do you have 5 minutes so we can talk? That's it. What's important is that this is a knock-knock message, a friendly opener. Okay? It also carries value. It shows you thought of them. That's why you have to look at your contact list and ask yourself, what could really help this person? It has to feel genuine. You have to think about what could be of value for them. What's the most relevant, specific thing that this business, inCruises, could do for them? Okay? This kind of message sparks attention and generates curiosity. Attention and their interest creates two essentials that we need when opening conversations. Now, something important to keep in mind in this short message is the word I think. This is important because it leaves room for me to be wrong. It says, I'm not forcing anything on you. I might be wrong, and that's okay. The word softens the tone. It shows humility and intention. And lastly, the message ends with a call to action that says, let's talk. And after that, you make the invitation. After sending these messages to your contacts, I tell people, on your way to work, send 15 messages. Don't overthink it. Leave the messages there, and when you pause later for lunch, check again. Some people will have replied. Some may have even called already, like crazy. Those are the curious ones, the ones who want to gossip. Others won't have read it yet because they're not online all the time. Some will say, I'll call you later. Some will say, can I call now? You'll get different types of replies. The idea is to adapt to each conversation and continue to schedule those calls. Hey, I finish at 6. Great, I'll call at 6:30. Simple. Now, once that contact is made, comes the invitation call. This is a 5-minute call. So the 5-minute call is based on the following, and this has to be very clear. In the 5-minute call, the only goal is to invite to a presentation. One big mistake people make, you might even make it, is trying to present during this call. Do not present in the 5-minute call. The invite call is only to invite. Now, two common things happen. First, but Borja, this person knows me. They trust me. If I explain it, they'll definitely join. And then bam, you bang your head against the wall. Yes, some people will join because they trust you. Your partner, your mom, that's fine. My partner started because she trusted me, my mom as well. But beyond that inner circle of 3 to 5 people, don't present. You don't even need to say, my sponsor will present it. Just say, trust me, this will take us on vacation. They trust you, cool, but still don't present, because the presentation is always delivered properly by someone trained. It's not going to be worse. If anything, it will be better. So if we've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, do it this way. Invite, don't present. Second common case. But what if they ask me to explain it? What if they say, tell me yourself? Make them understand. Here's the response. Hey, I just started in this travel club. I'm calling because I think it might be useful for you because ... Now think of a real case. Pepe moved to Spain or London 3 years ago. Came alone, worked nonstop like crazy. Eventually brought his family. Things are more stable now. Still works a lot, but within the last 3 years, with so many worries in a new country, no vacations yet. Imagine that's the case. So when you call, you say, Pepe, I joined this travel club just recently. I'm so happy and I thought of you because I know you've worked hard these past few years and I know you haven't had time for a real vacation with your family. And I think this could be a great opportunity for you to take them on one every year. If they say, tell me yourself, regardless of who it is, I don't care. You say, look, like I said before, I just recently started, so my sponsor is the right person to tell you everything. He explained everything to me super clearly with all the details. Honestly, if I try to explain it now, I'll mess it up. You'll ask questions I won't know how to answer. You'll leave more confused than before. So, how do you prefer to understand something? Clearly or all confused? They'll say clearly. Exactly. That's why I want you to hear it the right way. So, since I want you to understand it perfectly, because I really think it could help you, but to make good decisions, you need the best information. So, trust me. I'm going to introduce you to the person who explained everything to me. Let's set it up. When do you finish work? Wednesdays? Thursdays? Let me check with my mentor. Talk to your sponsor. Know their schedule. Do they do group calls, one-on-ones, Zoom, coffee meetups, whatever works? Build that coordination with them. It takes time, but it's part of the process. Then say, I'll talk to them, see if they're free. We'll meet all three of us. Do you know how to use Zoom? No? We'll figure it out. Or we meet up in person, and I'll explain everything. Also, ask, by the way, where would you love to go on vacation? The invitation call must feel real. Think about the value this can bring to them. And of course, with people you know well, you'll get it right. With those you haven't spoken to in a while, reconnect first. How are you doing? I thought of you because of X, Y, Z. And again, don't lose focus. Just invite, don't present. Just have a real conversation. Help them understand. Explain why is it best that you don't explain everything. Don't just say, because I don't want to. Help them understand the reason. If you can't explain it clearly, then you simply can't explain it clearly. And that's okay. Just say why. Because I just got started and that's fine. Third point, always schedule the next meeting. It's super important that every meeting leads to another one. Every call leads to a scheduled next step. Never say, let me know what works for you. Or we'll talk someday. No. You need to learn how to lock in a time. What's better for you, mornings or afternoons? Afternoons. After 6 p.m. maybe? Yeah, 7 or 8:30. 7:30 works best. Perfect. 7:30 it is. You start confirming and locking it in. Again, it must be genuine, value-driven, no presenting allowed, just inviting. And if they ask for an explanation, explain why you're not presenting. And third, book the next step. That's the 5-minute call. That's the invitation. Now, once you meet with your sponsor or your upline or whoever you're working with, you'll learn how to edify, how to build up someone's credibility. Edification doesn't mean hyping someone up like in Hollywood. Edification means highlighting why that person is an authority, why they're the one your guest should listen to, why they have the experience, maybe even results, the background, to help them understand the product, the business. inCruises. That's it. It's about doing it naturally. And the more you work with that person, the more you'll edify their experience. And later on, their results. Eventually, you'll also highlight their personality, their values, how they've helped you, what they mean to you. Like saying, this is someone who's super committed, a loyal friend, someone I can count on. They've supported me so much. They're just a great person. Whatever you say, let it come from the heart. Let it be natural. Same thing as when I recommend my physiotherapist. When I was injured, he helped me so much. He was patient, gave me the right exercises, followed up, really cared about my recovery. If I tell someone, you should go to my physio, I'm not saying he's Superman. I'm just sincerely sharing why I believe he could help. That's edification, something natural. Now, once that's done, the presentations will start. You'll begin listening closely. You'll see how your sponsor works, how they present, how they close, and they'll give you feedback. Feedback means, hey, let's tweak this. Don't ramble here. Don't push too hard with this person. Remember, keep working on your contact list. Why? Because we don't want to become pushy. Our goal is not to convince anyone. It's to find people who already have conviction. People who are hungry, humble, eager to learn, and connect them to an opportunity that's helped us. And we share that because we think it can help them too. With the right information, delivered with empathy and connection, they decide if it's a yes or a no. That's it. If it is for them, amazing. You've got a new teammate, a new partner to build the business with. And if it's not, but you treated them well, you connected with them, they saw the value, but just don't feel it's for them. You can still ask, hey, do you know someone who might be interested in traveling more? someone who loves to travel, someone who's looking to earn extra income? If you've treated them well, the answer is probably yes. They'll say something like, maybe it's not for me, but honestly, I was treated with so much respect. I think this could help someone I know. And here's the key. They feel good recommending someone to you because they trust that person will be treated well too. If you weren't pushy, if you weren't weird, if they didn't feel pressured, they'll have no problem referring others, even if they don't sign up now. And who knows, maybe they'll join later. You can even invite them to register for free. And that's the final tip I'll give you. After every presentation, whether they join or not, whether they want to or not, invite them to register for free. Why? Because now they're part of your ecosystem. They'll have access to the platform. They can look at cruises, tours, hotels, resorts. They're now part of your team. They're a referral link in your business. And if tomorrow they want to activate, they can. They can always reach out to you to ask questions, to clarify things, and from there, they can get started. So friends, that's all. That's the launch plan. I hope it helped. This is how I work. It's a time of mentoring, of real conversation. And I use this time to connect with the person. As I walk them through this process, I observe how they react. Do they get it? Do they hesitate? Do they take notes? Are they committed? All of that helps me connect better with each person. This is the way that works, in my view and with my experience, to help someone get started. And after that, of course, each person finds their own style. But for me, this method is simple, effective, and duplicable. This third point is essential when it comes to growing, duplicating, and multiplying within this business. That's why we use the 90-day radical duplication workbook. My goal for you is simple. What are you going to achieve in your first 90 days? What's your next cruise? This is important to keep you active, to help you become a product of the product. What are your upcoming events? And well, here you have a bit of a guide from your sponsor. You've got tools to build your contact list. You've got everything laid out. It's a workbook that's simple, duplicable, and effective. Sending you a big hug. I truly hope this helped you. And I genuinely hope you reach all your goals, all your dreams, and that you find your freedom.